All right, we're gonna do a video on changing a tire. Well, I don't actually have the new tire, but I'm gonna remove the old one. And let's start by saying I am no tire changer machine expert, but our club has one and I store it here and use it quite a bit, but I'm sure there's probably better and more efficient ways to do it, and we'll see how it goes. But I figured it'd be worth doing a video to show how to use one of these. So we'll get started. I don't have my new tire yet, but we have a rear from my FXR Harley that is coming off. So we're gonna use that to demo. All right. Make sure you can see okay. Yeah, it looks all right. Okay, so to start, we want to go ahead and pull the valve stem out of the tire. So helps to get your stuff out of the way before you rotate it. All right, let me get that cap off. Okay. Use valve stem remover. And I'm going to push down and bleed some of the air out. Get it a little lower before I remove the stem and blast it out. Alright, let's see. So I'm going to unscrew the stem while keeping a little pressure down on it so it doesn't shoot out. So valve stem removed. I'm going to leave it installed in my tool. Set it down there. Okay, now we need to break the bead, and we're going to use right down here at the corner. We're going to line the tire up along that black plastic support, and then we'll use the hydraulic bead breaker to pull in. Or not hydraulic, pneumatic. Okay, let's put this down. With these big, stiff Harley tires, I break it in 4 spots on each side. Line it up, press the pedal in. Yep. Rotate. 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 Alright, come up again. Spin it around. Same thing. Rotate. That was a good one to hit the bead pop off. So it was pretty tight there. There we go. And some more. Right. That's peeled off pretty good. Ugh. Tire up here. Okay, so now the somewhat difficult part is pushing down as you bring the clamps in to make sure it pinches here on the rim. So if I lift it up, you see the clamps here, and you want them set, they're adjustable, so you want them set evenly but just outside of the rim. So I should be about right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is usually get 2 of them hooked in place. So I have these back 2 now hooked in the rim. And I'm going to press the center pedal here for the clamp, let the clamps run in, and right as they're getting close to the rim, I'm going to press down on it to try and make sure it hooks in and grabs. Sometimes this can take a couple tries. So let's see. Good and good. They all four grabbed. So that's great. So now I have all of them hooked in place around the rim to hold it tightly. And I left the pedal down so it's latched in place. Okay, so now I spin this over to a spot where the bead is pushed down. I'm gonna bring in a duckbill tool. I'm gonna press it down until it touches the rim, lock it in place. So that's gonna hold it right against there. Now, it looks like I'm touching the pulley a little bit, but with it loose, I think it'll be okay. So it's not gonna rub much. So, next step is, especially on a stiff tire, plenty of lube all around the bead. Because you need to do everything you can to help it stretch. Alright, so we'll see how this goes. Usually I've had pretty good luck with these Harley tires, but they can be really stiff. So, let's see how it goes. Okay, so what you want to do, if you have a strong arm tool like this, you want to use it directly opposite the duckbill and force the bead down into the center groove of the rim. There we go. There. So, by pushing the center of, pushing the bead opposite the duckbill into the center of the rim pocket, will let you elongate the tire a little bit as you pry. It'll give you the most flexibility in the bead. And to get started, you got to pry the bead up and over the duckbill here so we can start prying it off using the machine. So, got it part way up. Let's see if I can spin it a little bit. So here's where multiple tire irons always help. Another one into place. So I'm going to pry up and pry a little bit more. Almost up there. There we go. I'm just spinning because I don't have the rim clamped quite tight enough. So I'm going to try and pry up the last bit. Now it's all the way over. Okay. So try and pry a little bit more. Okay, so I probably didn't have the rim clamped perfectly at the bottom, which is letting the tire spin in the clamp a little bit, or letting the rim spin. But let me bring it over here and show you. So now I have it in the removal position, which is the bead coming here under the slanted piece and then up over the duckbill. So as you rotate, it's going to feed the bead up over that and pry it off. All right. Go ahead and rotate now. There we go, and then just watch the bead walk off. Perfect. Okay, so that's one side removed. Now we got to remove the lower bead as well. So sometimes the tire's pliable enough, and it always helps to set the tire outside, set the wheel outside in the sun if you can, get it as warm as possible. It's 20 degrees outside and cloudy, so that's not much of an option today, but that's okay. Sometimes if it's flexible enough, you can actually pull the bead up over the duckbill by hand to get it started, but I can already see that's not going to work here. This tire's too stiff. So same process. Now you go over the duckbill and you get down there and pry the bead up over it. And then start spinning. And let the machine do all the work. It'll just walk the bead right off the rim. Okay, now use the duckbill. Pop off the old tire. And there we go. So, like I said, I don't have my new tire yet. I was just getting this ready and I want to clean this rim up. Like I said, there's probably lots of better ways to do this. I am no expert. I just know how I figured out how to do it using the machine. Works fine for me. I typically have old bikes, fairly old bikes. I don't really restore stuff. I'm never super concerned about some minor scratches on the rims, which is why I'm fine using this machine myself. I don't do this for other people because I'm no expert. And you know, we're dealing with an old Harley mag here, but it'll clean up just fine. It already has some scratches. Looks like came off fine, didn't do any damage to the rim. I'm certainly known to scratch rims sometimes if I'm not careful or the tire's real stubborn. I'll show you the rest of the controls in case you're looking at one of these machines. This is a Weaver from DerekWeaver.com. I don't remember the model number, but it's their, I think, standard motorcycle tire machine. I love it. We split it between our club members. It was, I don't remember, $1,500 or something, with the included pneumatic strong arm attachment, which makes it really easier to change really stiff tires. And of course, we've broken some pieces on it. Still don't even know if I actually use this exactly right, but it works well the way I use it. It's a really good machine for the money. If you have a group of guys that change a lot of tires, I'd highly recommend it. This thing works awesome. Ships quickly, shows up on a crate, dropped off at your door. Easy to get replacement parts, so you can replace the plastics on the duckbill and all that kind of stuff. Works with our 20-gallon 135 PSI air compressor from Harbor Freight, so I've been very happy with it. The machine's been no trouble at all, works great. So here's the controls if you're new to one of these, because I didn't know what I was doing not that long ago. Left one is your rotation, down to move clockwise, up to move counterclockwise. Bottom is your clamp, so if I press down and let go, it'll release the clamps. Pressing down, it'll latch into place and then clamp and hold. And then on the right side is your speed breaker, which I'm probably about out of air now. But that's it for the controls. Then you have your arm up here for the install removal head, or the duckbill, which is spring loaded. Press down to set it into place. This lever clamps it into place, releases. You have a stop here to set the travel. So that's about it. The manual is somewhat helpful. I watched some YouTube videos to figure out how to use it, and then kind of figured out my own method. Like I said, I'm no expert. I may not even be doing it right sometimes. So, but certainly works, and it's a very useful tool. And I can see here, the last time somebody installed one of the clamps, it was not centered correctly, which is probably why it was not clamping well. So that's great, but that's okay. All right, so anyways, that's my video on a tire removal. So it was a Harley 16-inch rear off an FXR. The machine's a Derek Weaver from Weaver Equipment. I don't know, I'll post a link to it, but definitely recommend it. Great machine. Really useful for a small shop like ours. So anyways, hope that helps. I'll do a install video when I'm putting the tire back on. All right, see ya.